Good afternoon everyone and welcome back. The sun is out and as you can see from behind me I've dropped this silage. When I was actually mowing it this morning it was real cloudy and there was no sun whatsoever, so I thought it might take a little while to wilt and possibly you might have to wait till tomorrow to bale it. But it should be pretty sweet now. Like you can sort of see it's that whitish green, like it has lost a bit of that real dark green, and it is pretty stalky, so it should dry down pretty quick. Almost 1 o'clock now and I finished mowing in here at about 10:30. You can sort of see like it is crispy on top there, but if we sort of flip it, it's still pretty green. There's that sort of dark green I was on about underneath, and it is a little bit damp, which is alright. Like we want a bit of moisture in there. It's not real heavy, so by the time the beta gets here it should be ready to go. I'd always planned on cutting that paddock and I was umming and ahhing about doing this one, but I have cut it in half, or probably not half, just under. So I've cut along here by the fence and we'll bale this. We might only get 1 or 2 bales, but it should be pretty good quality. There's not a lot of weeds and it looks pretty good. It's just like the other paddock, it's still pretty green, but a bit more wilt and it'd be nice. Oh, there's a bit of heat there when that sun finally decides to turn up. But the reason I only really cut that sort of strip down there is just because it's pretty rough over this side and also extremely weedy. You can see all the willow weed here and some of it is starting to go to seed, which isn't good, but there's a lot that hasn't. I have been through and sprayed it once, but I'm planning on the cows coming in here over the next couple of days. I'll get them to graze it, or they'll graze it, and then I'll come through with a spray and try and get the stuff that hasn't gone to seed as well. Just give it a bit of a touch up. The problem was that last season, the drain there before we cleaned it, it was pretty much just flowing straight into this paddock and it just turned into a massive big swamp. And a heap of weeds grew, especially that willow weed. A lot of the green stuff behind me, like it's actually just swamp grass. It's not really like the good grass, but it's actually pretty long in places. Like maybe I should top a bit of it in front of the cows maybe. It's yeah, it's real long through here. Be well over my gumboots. I'll just leave it, I reckon, and we are going into summer. I'll just leave it and then, yeah, like I said, spray it and hopefully sort some of those weeds out. I was also unsure whether to cut this paddock, but as you can see I have. I do feel really sorry for the rake and the baler driver. I'm not sure if Jackie's coming today or not. But because these paddocks are extremely rough, I had to go real slow when I was mowing them. And it's pretty much because this is peat through here. Those other 2 paddocks are as well. Not where I'm standing, like where I'm standing at the moment, it's probably ashy and it's sweet through here. But down the bottom in that peat, it's got stumps, like old stumps and bits of wood, and they rot away and they sort of suck down and pull the, or they sink, I guess. There's holes that start forming and they are incredibly rough. They need really like working up and de-stumping, but it's sort of like a catch-22 because if I do that, then these paddocks are going to sink and they're already pretty prone to flooding. So it's a little bit annoying. Like I don't really want to work them up and drop them because then we're just going to get easier, or it's going to be easier for them to flood, and they already do that enough during the winter. So yeah, it's sort of like a bit of a balancing act. It's like 5 to 3, so that is perfect timing. I was having some lunch, or I was in for lunch, and I was just about to head out and he turned up, or I heard him pull in, so couldn't have timed that one better. It still looks pretty green, which is alright. I don't know how far away the baler is. Oh, it's actually feels a bit dry. That'll be alright. It'll turn out fine. You also don't see many red tractors over at Finch's, and they bought that back in the spring, I think it was, early spring, and it was pretty much just for the farm really, but big enough that if they needed to use it for the contracting side they could, like at the moment when there's not much happening. So it's on the rake, as you've seen. Open that for him, make it easier. Looks like quite a big massey. I guess I should do a bit of a bale guess. Well, I think there's probably going to be, I'm 22. I'm going to say 22.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head.
He's about halfway there. It won't take him long to shoot round and finish this one. I was thinking I might leave him to it and go and feed these cows, or load up anyway, but the baler has just turned up, so I might revise that and let them bale this, because it's not going to take them very long. Then go and shift those cows, maybe, or load up anyway. No Jackie today, we've got King Rory instead. She's down Taupo way, he said. What do you reckon, Rory? Perfect silage.
Oh, just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Couldn't get any better, mate.
Yeah, he was just saying before, actually, it's amazing how quick it dries down, eh? It's what was I saying? What's it now? 3. So yeah, 4 or 5 hours, and it's good to go.
Yeah, bang on. You wouldn't want it any longer.
Nah, it's pretty hot out there. Swim wouldn't hurt.
Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head.
Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 here, which is what I was thinking. I thought I might get 12 in this paddock and 1 or 2 in the other one. So that's about bang on. And he's baled 4 already in here. Never actually seen that done, but it looks pretty easy.
Yeah, not too bad.
What do you get a roll? 20 bales?
Yep.
So 40,
40 to 2, yeah.
oh yeah. 40 per change. Easy as. That's number 5 for this paddock, which makes 17. So I reckon my guess of 22 might be fairly close. Might be a little bit over, like there's still a few to go in here. This was 2 hectares, this paddock, whereas the first one was only 1. But this, yeah, as I said, like this was pretty much quite light, or a lot lighter. But yeah, it's wilting. Yeah, that's really nice now. Nice and crispy on top, and there's still some greenery in there. Here's a prime example of what I was saying before about the ground sinking. You can just see that big dip in there. So there's probably an old stump or a log under there that's rotted out, and then the ground's just fallen through, and they're absolutely everywhere. There's one over there, particularly bad down this end of the paddock. I'm not sure if you can see it real well, but it is rough, real rough. This land through here has only been broken in probably the last 100 years. They used to use dynamite to blow these stumps out, and they also used to pull them out with the tractors. But it was pretty much just a swamp before we started farming it, or before the Europeans started farming it. It was just a peat swamp with a lot of rotted down old forest in it, and that's what you're seeing now. You do occasionally see some of the peat getting de-stumped, and it's amazing how much material comes out of it. Like this does need it, but it is a cost, and it's not one that I want to pay for at the moment, but it would be nice to do in the future. That actually looks like quite a new tractor, but look at that. Look how rough it is. It's not nice being in there. It's a lot worse when you're sitting in the seat. It's about 10 to 5, so I'm getting these girls on a little bit later than they're used to, but they had a good feed today, so they should be alright. Plus it'll only take them sort of 20 minutes to eat what's on the pad, and then they can go to their paddock. Can have a final tally up now. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 in here. Plus the original 12, it makes 23. So pretty bang on today, only one off. But that's good. That's 20 more bales than I had expected, or 23 more than I expected. So perfect. I might even stack these just with these ones, because I think the quality was pretty good on them. They actually feel real nice and firm too. So I'll probably put them too high just to save a little bit of space, but I could probably put them in here somewhere. Or actually, what I might do is just stick them up on top of these ones. I could probably get too deep with how they are now. Maybe I'll do that. That might be the best thing to do. It's still real warm though. It's hot as. Big Yellow's certainly out. There's a lot of blue sky around now. Well, we are in the middle of summer, I guess. But that'll pretty much do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. I shall see you next time, where we should be down at Mike's picking up conventional bales, or small bales. Some people call them idiot bricks. I quite like them because they're handy when it comes to carving time. Easy to grab. You can carry them on your motorbike. So quite like them. I think we're getting 150 off them, or 100 odd, something like that. But I'm going to head home, go for a swim with the kids. See you next time.